computer. I didn't charge my batteries, and I really want to film today, so don't mind the poor quality. I apologize. But I did want to do a late fall TBR video, and I just wanted to feature some of the books that I hope to read in November and December when I'm not reading Christmas romances, which just tends what I read in those 2 months, and also wrapping up the year. But these are the books that I'm going to focus on. I will admit I'm very much a seasonal reader, so from like November to like March, I read a lot of fantasy. And I am still in the mood for some thrillers because I feel like I haven't read enough this month. It just did not happen the way that I wanted it to. So let's get into it. I'm going to talk about fantasy first, and then some thrillers, and then we will wrap it up. But I do want to finish Crooked Kingdom this year. It's a big book. I want to physically read it. I might make this a November read because it would be a reread for me. The show's about to come back, so this might be a good remembering of it. I remember I read Six of Crows the first time and did not like it. I read the book again. I loved it. So hopefully this has similar effects, and I'm super excited to dive into it. So I bought a physical copy. Unlike my other book, it's not ripped, which is really, really good. So this will be the first one on that tentative TBR. I have an arc of A Wilderness of Stars by Shay Onsor. This, I think, is a magic-themed novel, and I've read a couple of her other books and really have enjoyed them. I honestly have no idea what this is about. I know that it does, if magic lives anywhere, it's in the stars. So I think it has to do with astronomy. Yeah, I think it has to do with astronomy. But it does have to do with witches and magic, and I love those, and it does come out in November, so I will be reading it just on time. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I don't know much about it. I have liked her other previous books. I haven't read her adult read yet, but this sounds interesting, and that's why I got it. I got this one at AOA quite a while ago. I also want to read some Bridget Kimmerer. I got her newest book, Forging Silver and Stars. This is the companion book to the Cursed, So Dark and Lonely series. It follows Jax and Callan, and they were like minor characters. I think one of them was a minor character in the Cursed, So Dark and Lonely series, and I am excited to dive back into this world and see if we see any like cameos from the other previous characters. But yeah. This one I'm super excited for. It is quite chunky, but I do like Bridget Kimmerer's writing style like quite a bit. And this came out, I think it came out in June, but I picked it up relatively recently. The book that everyone and their mother has been talking about, Babel by R.F. Kuang. This is like a very like dark academia story, and I want to read this so badly. I don't know how I'm going to read it quite yet, but I do want to read it in November. I might make this my evening book when I come home from work and just sort of pop in and show and sort of read this as my show book for commercial breaks, because I feel like I really do need to focus on it. This was the Fairy Loot edition, so yeah, I'm really excited for this and hoping I enjoy it. And to knock off Bridget Kimmerer with another book, Defend the Dawn by Bridget Kimmerer. This is the sequel to Defend the Night, I think. I don't know what the first one is. But this is the sequel, and this is Tessa and Cochran. And I really am excited to dive into this one as well. I have a couple of Bridget Kimmerer books. Maybe I'll do a reading vlog. We'll see. But yeah. So now let's get into the thriller books that are on my TBR for the rest of the season. Take a sneak peek at the fall-ish mystery thrillers that I have on this ring. So first is Ghostwood Song by Erica Waters. This is Sawkill Girls meets Beautiful Creatures in the slush and eerie debut where the boundary between reality and nightmares is as thin as the veil between the living and the dead. And I think she can call to ghosts, which was her dad's ability. And when her brother is convicted, of murder, she has to work with the ghost to figure out who actually did it. That sounds really interesting. I have her other one too. It's called The River Has Teeth. So if I like this, I may move on. I've got this quite a long time ago. I think I got this at ALA before the pandemic, so it's been a bit of time, but I hope I actually like it. I have another Caleb Roehrig book on here. It's Last Seen Leaving, and this is In the Wake of His Girlfriend Disappearance. The spotlight is on him. Yeah, and it's a male-led story, which I don't really read a lot of, especially in thrillers, so I'm excited for this, especially not YA. I also have an old Jessica book, but I have its arc. It's They'll Never Catch Us. I liked her first book, so I'm going to give this one a shot, but it's about two softball player girls that are very, very competitive, and a murder happens, and they have to go on the run, I think, and they're sisters. I'm going to sneak this one on here. It's 3 Drops of Blood by Gretchen McNeil. This doesn't come out until 2023, but it was an arc I got at ALA, and this has to do with the drama department, and, like, I think she's working at a casting agent, and a murder happens, and she becomes a prime suspect, or if she's not a prime suspect, she has to, like, help solve it. So I'm excited for this one. It comes out in 2023, but I'm going to pick it up hopefully soon. And then I also just picked up a copy of House of Hollows by Crystal Sutherland. And this is about 3 sisters. They go missing, and when they come back, their world sort of turns on their head. This cover is so pretty. This is one of those books that the publisher was like, you must read. So I picked it up. This cover is pretty. I'm intrigued, and I hope that I enjoy it. And then the last sort of like dark academia book is The Whispering Dark, and it has a deaf heroine, and it does take place at like a college or like a boarding school, prep school, but she's deaf, and that's interesting. I like when representation is sort of developed. So that is all of the books on my late fall TBR. I normally read fantasies and thrillers. Let me know if you have any recommendations in the comments. I would love them, and I'll talk to you soon for my next video. Bye, friends.